Good evening and welcome to the season premiere of Duck TV News. I'm Celeste Solis.
And I'm Hannah Morrow. Here are tonight's top stories. In an email to students and faculty, President Schill addressed his decision to not rename Dee Dee Hall. Schill explained that although Dee Dee had racial tendencies, he endorsed the 14th and 15th Amendments. Schill did decide to temporarily rename Dunn Hall to Cedar Hall. Dunn served as the Grand Cyclops of the Lane County Ku Klux Klan, and Schill said Dunn's actions are unforgivable. Schill is looking for a permanent name for Cedar Hall, which honors an individual fighting for racial justice and equality. Schill says that he is committed to building a Black cultural center at the University of Oregon.
UOPD and Safe Ride are working together to improve campus safety. The ASU decided Safe Ride, along with DDS, will now be managed by the police department. Student drivers will be able to request police assistance through a direct line with the UOPD. Chief Carmichael wants students to be comfortable approaching UOPD and feel safe around campus.
Proud of us. I want them to look at UOPD and be a partner. And so when you go home after your time here at UO, you're like, wow, I wish my city police were like campus police.
Yeah. Along with these changes, the UOPD will unveil a new police car design to present the university. You can expect to see the new design on campus within the next few months.
The Reset the Code public awareness campaign aims to encourage civility at the University of Oregon. Ashana Maloku has the story.
The Reset the Code campaign, which began at the start of winter term, flooded campus with banners, posters, and stickers encouraging students and faculty to pledge to commit to mutual respect. The campaign is student-run and was created by 20 Allen Hall advertising students in response to a rising culture of hatred and fear, which they say has no place here on campus.
Our goal was kind of to restore that common respect that we believe had been lost here at the University of Oregon.
The reaction on campus has been mostly positive, with over 2,000 people taking the pledge. But some students, like Charlie Landeros, are skeptical.
My concern with Reset the Code is this is just yet another campaign to still ignore the specific systems of oppression that are occurring at this University of Oregon.
Members of the Reset the Code team explained that the campaign was constructed around reaching a broader audience and to inspire the UO community to make positive changes.
So Reset the Code is not designed to whitewash. It's not designed or intended in any way to make, to truly reset history.
The campaign's next step is to expand to other Pac-12 schools. For Duck TV News, I'm Ashana Malone.
You can learn more about the campaign at resetthecode.uoregon.edu.
Bikers will now be charged a fine for not using a front and rear light while riding around campus after dark. Traveling during winter months can be dangerous due to shorter days. To reduce the number of accidents, the UO Police Department is cracking down on offenders. Oregon law requires head and tail lights, or else the rider will face a $90 fine. The UOPD, UO Bike Program, and Duck Store are participating in the Bike Lights, Not Citations campaign to raise awareness about the new policy.
Lane County officials passed a ban preventing smoking and the use of tobacco products in county parks. The ban will prohibit all use of tobacco products except for use in Native American traditional practices and in overnight designated camping spots. The ordinance will be enforced beginning in mid-2018. Now we toss it to Deuce and Carmela for sports.
The Real is back. Welcome to the sports segment. I'm Deuce Woodson.
No alternative facts or fake news here. I'm Carmela Karcher.
We'll catch up with some intramural sports.
And, of course, getting you caught up on your Oregon sports news.
The Oregon men's basketball team's one shining moment could be made this weekend. On Saturday, Oregon will host the Arizona Wildcats in a game that could dictate the regular season Pac-12 champion. But first, the Ducks will play the Arizona State Sun Devils on Thursday. Not only is a conference lead on the line, but the Ducks' 38-game home winning streak is at stake. The streak is the second longest in the nation, behind the Kansas Jayhawks' 50 in Allen Fieldhouse. And speaking of streaks, Oregon's 17-game winning streak ended this past Saturday to the Colorado Buffaloes.
The Oregon women's basketball team will head to the Arizona desert to take on the Arizona schools. On Friday, the Ducks will be in Tucson playing the Arizona Wildcats, and on Sunday, we'll head up north to Tempe to play the Arizona State Sun Devils. This past week, the Ducks weren't able to pull off the upset, losing back-to-back to in-state rival Oregon State. Oregon is currently sitting at 6th in the conference with a 4-5 Pac-12 record. Not all basketball played at the University of Oregon takes place at Matthew Knight Arena. Lena Bond has a story about the relationship between intramural basketball, fraternities, and brotherhood.
Ask any basketball player what it's like to play on a team, and they'll tell you it's like playing with their brothers. They may not be blood, but after spending countless hours on the court giving it your all with them on your side, it may as well be the next best thing. But what is it like to play with your oath brothers? For these fraternities here on the University of Oregon campus, they believe playing intramural basketball with their brothers gives them a competitive advantage on the court. When comparing these fraternities to the top-ranked NCAA Division I team that Oregon has on campus, the total points scored, minimal. Uniforms, non-existent. But the brotherhood, stronger than ever.
Well, ever since freshman year, we got this team together, and so all 3 years I played basketball with them, 3-on-3 and 5-on-5. So through the 3 years, we've kind of built a little brotherhood within the group.
For the fraternity members who played basketball all 4 years in high school, they said playing with their oath brothers of 1 year amounts to the same kind of chemistry they developed with their old teammates over the course of 4 years.
After playing high school sports all 4 years, you build your own brotherhood, and so it's very similar almost. Any team, you end up building that camaraderie and ends up becoming a brotherhood in its own.
For this fraternity member, he believes the connection with his oath brothers is even stronger than that of his high school teammates.
I mean, I guess I'd say it's a lot deeper because, as opposed to only having a few friends on my actual team and just the rest of them being teammates, I already know all the guys and we're already brothers, so it's nicer. I'm a lot better friends with everyone else.
Reporting for Duck TV Sports here on Greek Row, I'm Lena Bond. Back to you guys on the desk.
Thanks, Lena. Switching courts, the women's tennis team will head to the Lone Star State this weekend to take on the two Big 12 teams. On Saturday, the Ducks will head to Waco, playing the Baylor Bears, and on Sunday, the Ducks will go north 88 miles to Dallas to take on the Texas Christian Horned Frogs.
For the men's tennis team, the Ducks come back to Eugene and will face the Cal Poly Mustangs this upcoming weekend. The past weekend ended its 3-game winning streak in Austin for an ITA kickoff weekend. On Saturday, the Ducks beat the Rice Owls with a 4-2 win, but were defeated by top 10 ranked Texas Longhorns, 4-2. With a 3-1 record, the Oregon Ducks are hoping to bounce back against Cal Poly on Saturday.
Where else would you rather go golfing than Hawaii? This weekend, the defending national champion Oregon men's golf team will play in the Armory Invitational in Waikoloa, Hawaii. But the women's golf team won't be quite as lucky. The team will head up scenic I-5 to Portland to play in-state rival Oregon State in the Civil War match play. And the future of Oregon football signed today. Jacob Leffler has more.
Thank you, Deuce. Today is National Signing Day, and I'm highlighting 3 young talents that are making their way to Eugene next year. They are Thomas Graham Jr., Rutger Reitmeyer, and Braxton Burmeister. Let's begin with Thomas Graham Jr. Graham is a number 6 cornerback and number 49 player in this year's recruiting class. Oregon's secondary needs all the help that it can get as they finished the season ranked 114th out of 128 teams in pass defense and only grabbed 9 interceptions on the year. The secondary also gave up the 6th most touchdown passes in the country. Next is defensive tackle Rutger Reitmeyer. Reitmeyer is a massive addition to the Oregon defensive line, literally. He stands at 6 feet, 3 inches, and 275 pounds, which will make it hard for any offensive lineman to block him. Oregon had one of the worst rushing defenses in the nation. They finished 121st in rushing yards allowed and dead last in rushing touchdowns allowed. Reitmeyer accumulated 24 tackles for loss in his senior year of high school. Last, but definitely not least, is quarterback Braxton Burmeister. He is a great addition to a quarterback group that is young and already full of talent. He is a dual-threat quarterback that put up ridiculous numbers during his senior year last year. He had 6,000 total yards and 80 total touchdowns last year alone. The signing of Burmeister means that the Oregon football team will have an interesting quarterback battle going into the spring. That's it for me this week for this week's Triple Threat. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jacob.
Okay, Deuce, Super Bowl Sunday is this weekend. What you got?
I think the Patriots are going to win 30-21. That's my score prediction. Now, I do not want the Patriots to win. Just saying that. I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm still really bitter about Super Bowl 39. But you can't bet against Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Well, I disagree. I'm going with Atlanta 27-24 because I thought their performance winning against the Packers was way better than the Steelers win. So I have my faith in Matt Ryan.
But Brady. You can trust whoever you want to trust, but Brady.
Well, that's it for this week's sports segment. Follow us on Twitter.
And on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Deuce Woodson saying be sure to catch us outside next weekend.
How about that? I'm Carmela Karcher. Back to you, Celeste.
Thanks, Carmela. Alumni Randy Schultz was honored by his classmate Graham Kissingbury and the SOJC. Randy Schultz was the first openly gay reporter for a major newspaper and was known for his authentic reporting and bringing awareness to the AIDS epidemic. Schultz passed away from AIDS in 1992, but his legacy remains as an inspiration for both the LGBTQ community and investigative journalists.
To me, he represents what a journalist should be, what an Oregon journalist should be, and that is someone that goes out, gets the story, and tells the truth.
The University of Oregon's Journalism and Communication faculty hopes that this event creates a new focus for diversity on campus.
Eugene is ranked as one of the top U.S. cities with housing shortages. Paige Harkless has more on this story.
According to the Census Bureau, Eugene has an estimated population of over 163,000 people. That number is looking to increase, but due to strict urban growth boundaries and a tricky market, many realtors are being faced with an inventory crunch. RE/MAX principal broker Karen Church explained the condition of the current market.
No other homes came on the market. In an equal buyer seller's market, it would take 6 months for us to have zero inventory out there. Currently in this market, we're looking at just a little over 2 months worth of inventory. So if no new listings came on, in 2 months we would have no homes to sell.
This sort of market has been making it hard for realtors to find homes for all of their potential buyers. Eugene realtor for Turning Point, Tyler Head, has experienced this crunch firsthand. He's noticed that the typical lull in home buying around the holidays has lasted a little longer than in years past.
It's terrible. We've got nothing to show them. I've got a list of buyers that want homes and I have nothing to sell them.
Because of this shortage, buying has become increasingly more expensive as well as competitive.
I had a client that was in a bidding war on a property that had 7 offers and we went $30,000 over asking price and we were in second place. We didn't get it.
Though potential home buyers are struggling to find and secure their right place, Head went on to explain that he does not see the problem affecting students anytime soon, as there is currently an overabundance of student housing available in Eugene. For Duck TV News, I'm Paige Harkless.
Portland is also facing one of the biggest housing shortages in the U.S.
After 100 years, the condor will be welcomed back to its native home in the Pacific Northwest. A new proposal aims to reintroduce the endangered bird to California's Redwood National Park. Starting on May 24th, 3 condors will be featured in an exhibit at the Oregon Zoo, with the hope to add many more in the future. Thank you for watching tonight's episode of Duck TV News. I'm Celeste Solis.
And I'm Hannah Morrow. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Oregon Duck TV. Have a good night.